I just turned 42 back at the end of June, and this birthday felt very different. Not because of my age or anything, but because of how people showed up for me. So a little backstory, before the pandemic, I was on Facebook. I had friends on Facebook. But on my birthdays, it came down to how many people posted on my wall. And honestly, it was not fulfilling. The number of comments, that was not really, at the end of the day, the types of connection that I was hungry for. I felt, I think, lonelier than I even knew at that time. And like how much I really wanted real, genuine connection and love. I used to think about those scenes from the movies where a bunch of friends like organize a surprise birthday party. They're like in their apartment, it's dark, and then one friend leads them in, and then everyone's like, surprise, and the lights come on, everyone's like celebrating. I always like imagine like, what it would feel like to have so many friends that cared about me and willing to put in that much effort to plan and to create a surprise and to celebrate. And then the pandemic hit, and I chose to get off Facebook. And I also left the Bay Area, and I was gone for over 3 years. And during this time, I went through a lot of deep personal transformation, and a lot of the friends that I had, friendships that I had, kind of just withered away during that time. And I take a lot of responsibility for that because, one, I didn't invest as much into those relationships during that time, but also I realized that those relationships hadn't been built on a solid foundation of vulnerability and authenticity. And that's what I really focused on during those past 3.5 years while I was gone, is learning how to show up with honesty, with care, with vulnerability, and be in the messiness of real relationships, to not hide, to take off the masks, and to find other people who are willing to do that. And so I moved back to the Bay last spring, and I kind of had to start over, rebuilding relationships, reforming community. And then this year, when my birthday rolled around, I was just overwhelmed by the amount of love that I received from my friends. This is a bowl that my friend made for me, and a card, and a trip to the river where we went swimming, a basketball game, and even a small surprise celebration at a retreat. It felt so rewarding that after really putting myself out there to do this work of not just the work of relating to other people, but changing the way that I was available for that work. Or to say another way, there's the internal work that we do for ourselves, the healing work, but then there's also the mechanics in showing up in a relationship and having the people to do that, to practice with, to be imperfect with, and to figure it out together. And this is something that I didn't even know because I didn't have access to these deeper parts of me. And I didn't understand how do you actually form real trusting relationships because I didn't have that modeled growing up. And so if you're struggling out there with these types of challenges, maybe you weren't taught how to build real, meaningful, authentic relationships, I would like to help. I would love to share with you the things that I've learned along the way. And not just in terms of like tidbits of social hacks and things like that, but deep foundational work that prepares you for a long journey of growth and learning, and to help you find the people that are willing to walk with you, not just willing, but wanting to be in a relationship with the real, authentic you. So if that resonates with you, I invite you to come and follow along this journey with me.